Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn about food and its importance in chapter 2 of your textbook. Chapter 2 has a lot of information about food items, but let us see in chapter 1, you made the list of food items that we eat. We also learned that there are varieties of food items in India. In this chapter, you will expand those ideas about food. You will learn about the meals, diet, nutrients, importance of balanced diet, and many more in session 1 of this video. Session 2 will be the next one where you will be working with your worksheets and you will answer some questions on this particular chapter. This chapter is known as components of food. It deals with what do different food items contain, why we take 3 or 4 meals a day, why so many varieties of food in our daily life, can someone be healthy with only one type of food, does age, activity, health condition, and the ecosystem influence our dietary plan. All these you may have to learn. Many of them are given in the book. Many of them we talk about. Some of them you have to learn on your own. Now let me introduce myself to you. You have been listening to my videos. Now I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher uh, since 60 years. My name is C.G. Nagaraj. I am in Mysore. I like teaching youngsters like you. The topic of this session is very interesting and important for all. I taught many years, still it is very interesting. All over the world, people take food and we call it meals, and people diet for their health. In a day, 4 meals, some drinks, and some desired eatables are common to any person of any age and any national. We will examine the common ingredients in the meals and understand the importance of nutrients. Components of food. What do different meal items contain? I've just given as an example meal we normally take or food we eat. In this one where I am showing the pointer, it is a traditional South Indian way of eating food. See, it contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items. And this is another image. Normally we take it for breakfast. There are 3 types of food items here. One is from the South Indian type. This may be a North Indian type, and this may be another variety of food stuff. In the figure what I am showing here also contains some food items. This I think is an omelette, and it contains varieties of food items here. And in the next one I am taking here, it is the afternoon meal or lunch we call. In the North Indian side, normally people prefer chapatis to rice what we eat. In this diagram where I am showing the pointer, this is the typical South Indian thali meal. It contains so many dishes, rice, then 1, 2, 3 types of dal items, and one sabji, second sabji, and third is sweet, dahi, and another dahi item, some pickles. All these we take. Here is another item of the non-vegetarian food item. They also take rice sometimes, and they use many meat items from animal products. They use onions and lemons, etc. That means different people have different way of eating food, but our question is, what do our meal contain? Now, if you look at here, our meal, or it is the word used for the food we take. Our meal contains breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. Normally, 3 hours between each of these we take. Diet is a word used to be planned meal with specific ingredients. When we say we are taking a diet, means we definitely plan our meal. If you don't plan, you take whatever is available in the breakfast, whatever you get in the lunch, whatever you get in the snack, and in dinner also whatever you want. When you say diet, we definitely plan our food items. Food is a common word. It's a general word for anything we eat. We eat raw items, we eat cooked items, we eat fruits, we eat many things. All that is known as food. So please try to understand the difference between meal, diet, and the food. In this one, we explore 4 different aspects of food. That's what you must learn in this chapter. What do different food items contain? What do different nutrients do to our body? What is balanced diet? What are deficiency diseases? These are the 4 important topics you'll be studying in this chapter. For example, for the first one, the simplest way to say would be there will be 6 nutrients in any type of food you take. Whether you take breakfast, whether you take lunch, whether you take snack or supper or dinner, all of them will contain 6 nutrients in different proportions. What do different nutrients do for us? Different nutrients will give energy, materials for growth, and materials for repair. We will study that little later on. Now, the important nutrients we get will be carbs, short form for carbohydrates, proteins, fat. It will contain fibers, vitamins, minerals, and water. That is the balanced diet. If you want to have a balanced diet, you must always have carbohydrates in that, proteins in that, fats in that, fibers from the vegetables. You must have vitamins, you must have minerals and water. Then what are deficiency diseases? Now these are diseases due to shortage of nutrients. Either one of the nutrient like carbohydrate may be shortage in the food, or proteins may be shortage in the food, or both carbohydrate and protein may be shortage, fat may be shortage, fibers may not be there, vitamins may not be there, minerals may not be there, or you may eat less or more water. All this will lead to some disorder or what we call nutritional disorders. Now here we have shown different food items which you have learnt already in your lower classes or in the first chapter. Food items contain one or more ingredients. Here are grains. These are the grains. You know they are all names of different grains you must be able to identify, find out. Here also grains are given. If you go to a shop, you find lots of grains, and grains are of various types. Grains all come from the plant materials. Grains may contain carbohydrates, they may contain fats, they may contain some proteins, especially lentils. Here we get the food items from the animal source mostly. In this you have got meat and maybe fish item like that. Some meat items are there. And here is another item that is shown, milk from the cow. It is a common food for everyone. Whether you eat non-vegetarian food, whether you eat the plant products, most of us take milk. Here we say that ingredients come from plants or from animals or from natural sources like especially water. Ingredients contain nutrients. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals are mostly present in any food grain or in any plant material, etc. And water is added as an ingredient of the food or a important nutrient. Water we take from outside. Most plant material may contain water. Take example, if you eat banana or if you eat cucumber, you get plenty of water. Now, what are the major ingredients or nutrients in the foods we take, any meal you take? There are two types of nutrients. One is called major nutrient, other is called minor nutrient. Major nutrients contain carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Any food we take may contain all the three items in different proportions. One example, grains like rice, wheat, these may contain more carbohydrates. Lentils, pulses may contain more proteins. Nuts, cashew nut, groundnut may contain more proteins. Fats also are present in some food items, especially in the plant material. We get oil from the plant material like groundnut, sesame, etc. So carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are major nutrients. Most of these things come from the plant material. Minor nutrients are also present in the food items we take. Minor nutrients they require in very small quantities, like minerals are example, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, iron, zinc are all minerals. Vitamins are also present in the plant material and in some animal materials. Vitamin A, vitamin B is a group of vitamins required for us. Vitamin C comes from the plant, vitamin D, vitamin K, and vitamin E. Vitamin D mostly comes from the sunlight. That is naturally we get it from them. And the another ingredient is water. All these are 6 nutrients what you should remember for your examination. What do food items contain? I have shown here 4 images. Now let us see image 1. Image 1 mostly containing foods containing carbohydrates and fats. This is the image showing sugarcane, wheat, rice, and then bajra, then mango fruit, then maize, then chilies, papaya plant, pomegranate, potato. All these items coming from the plant are rich in carbohydrates. It contains starches and sugars. We will study how to test starch and sugar in the next session. And in the second one, I have shown here some of the important oil we get from the plant material. Groundnut gives groundnut oil, and mustard gives mustard oil. Coconut plant gives coconut oil, and soya bean gives soya bean oils. All these are important. They come from the plant material. These are the animal products. They also contain fats and carbohydrates, and also they may contain lot of minerals. Now, coming to the second image here, this image shows food items rich in proteins. You find here a large number of plant materials, peas, then beans, then green gram, urad dal, tur dal, then soya beans, groundnuts. All these plant products contain a lot of proteins. Animal food items like milk, meat, fish, eggs contain a lot of proteins. I hope you eat all these things every day. You eat a bit of grains, you eat an amount of oil, you eat an amount of milk, you eat some lentils, you eat some milk. If you are a non-vegetarian, you eat some meat, etc. Now, vitamins are rich in some food items. Example, milk contains vitamins, fish oil contains vitamins, and then carrots contain vitamins, fruits contain vitamins, papaya contain lot of vitamins. Now, some of the vitamin B, there are vitamin A containing food items. Vitamin B contains in the wheat is containing vitamin B, rice containing vitamin B, and then liver of the animals will contain vitamin B groups. Now, vitamin C is present in citrus fruits. It contains in tomato, in orange, in cucumber, in the peas, in a lot number of oranges, peaches, etc. Vitamin E and K are present in milk, butter, and then fish. D is not shown because D comes from the sunlight. Now here are some food items that are rich in minerals. Now you have shown here a large number of underground things like rhizome, then green vegetables, leaves. All these fish contain minerals. Milk contains plenty of minerals, especially a banana has a lot of minerals in that. Apple contains a lot of minerals. Doctors say an apple a day keeps it away because it contains many minerals. Milk also contains minerals. And therefore, we must try to understand, you must include any one of these food items or mix of food items in your food to make it a balanced food. Nutrients in our food items. Examples are given. You may have to give more items for your example. Food item is given. Food item is raw potato. Raw potato, that is not cooked potato, contains full of starch. Milk contains very little amount of starch but large amount of proteins and minerals and other things. Potato does not contain present protein. It contains very little of protein and fat is not present in potato. If you only eat potato, you will end up without protein, without fat. If you take cooked rice, it contains starch, it contains little amount of minute amount of things are lost in cooked amount, and fat may not be present in the cooked food. If you take the boiled food, for example, boiled food contains no starch at all. It is very rich in proteins. It may contain some fats. If you want to take tur dal, for example, what we call dal, dal contains little starch, but it contains large amount of protein. It may contain less amount of fat. So nuts, sugar, you think of nuts like groundnut, cashew nut, badam, pista, all these things contain less amount of starch. They contain very rich amount of proteins and they contain some fats. Therefore, normally young people are advised to eat more nuts rather than potatoes. Now let us say some of the diseases caused due to nutrition deficiencies. You see here a photograph. Here a child of 10 years old, see how bony he is. Here is a man, he is also, they are called undernourished people. These people do not contain enough carbohydrate, proteins in their food, and it is called deficiency disease that leads to stunted growth, wasting of muscles, and very weak body. They will not develop muscles, they will not grow, they will be very, very short. When fats are not present in the food item, skin issues will be there, you will have low energy and there may be hair fall, etc. And carbohydrates give energy, fats give energy. Carbohydrates and fats are called energy foods. Proteins are called bodybuilding food. Now, if you don't take enough protein, then there will be wasting of muscles, you will not gain weight. If vitamins and minerals are absent in the food, we get different diseases called deficiency diseases due to vitamin deficiency. One example is loss of vision, another is beriberi, another is scurvy, rickets, bone and teeth decay, goiter, that is a kind of a disease in the throat, anemia, that means there will be low hemoglobin in the blood. You can study this in detail about the each vitamin has a different role to play. Now I have given you the another important idea of the textbook given here. What is balanced diet? A balanced diet is a planned way of having meals. Our meals must include some food grains, like grains here what we call pulses, milk, fruits, nuts, cooked and raw materials. So these are the raw items we can take. These are some of the cooked items we have to take, raw items, and here again raw items. Cooked items may include uh, wheat, that is roti, rice, dal, and lentils, raw one like cucumber, etc. So all this would include balanced diet. Food is important. Plan your meals. Think before you eat. Think before you eat, especially one type of food. Don't eat all the time bread. Don't eat all the time one type of food. So don't eat only one type of food all the time. Don't eat pizzas every day. Therefore, you must plan your food and think before you eat. And the final point about this chapter will be health depends on food intake. One important message, what doctors say, balanced food keeps diseases away. Remember this. It is from the experts. What is the most important takeaway that everyone has to remember after this video club? Remember this and think of what is the important takeaway for you. Thanks. Read your textbook, chapter 1, and wait for video clip 2 for your homework, workbook, and thinking type. My acknowledgements are due and credits due to images are taken from common creators, are taken data from open source, information from CBSE book. I would like to say I am not using this material content for any business. It's purely for students to understand the material given here. Read your text, ask simple and small questions to learn more, complete the worksheets given, and I thank you all. Thank you all.